Quite an interesting big data application is the application of human sensors to acquire data and then to evaluate this data for road planning. It's not a very common application, it's quite a research application. And let's have a look at this application because it's interesting regarding the data and the analysis. First, what data are acquired? Data from humans, from human behavior is acquired, and it's connected with a GPS tracker such that you can monitor the human behavior in certain situations. That means you, for example, monitor a person while this person is moving along a certain path. And you monitor it with a GPS tracker, you monitor it with a smart wristband, and you also monitor this person with a camera. Not with a camera from outside onto this person, but a camera with first person view of this very person. And you monitor all the data from the GPS tracker to smart wristband and relate it to the video data you also acquire. When you acquired these data, you probably will not be able to store that in a centralized database in real time, but if you're back from your trip, from your walk along the path or ride along a path, then you come back to your office, for example, or to your home, and you persist the data in a centralized database because you are then able to synchronize the data much faster in your Wi-Fi network. So persisting the data in a centralized database is the second key point here in this application. Then it comes to the data analysis, and in the data analysis, the goal of the algorithms is to determine higher stress while you move along the path, higher stress which might be caused by road conditions, which might be caused by certain situations, and you detect the stress, for example, from the wristband data. You relate these wristband data, these detected stress times, with movie sequences, such that you're able to correlate the stress data with the situation in the real world. You can then have a look at the road, at the path you're walking on, and find maybe the reason for this higher stress. So higher stress, as you can see it here in the picture on the upper right side, maybe you walk along a path or you ride along a path with a bike, and then the road maybe is a little bit creepy, then you have higher stress when you are in this difficult part of the path. So then you would detect it from the wristband data, and you can see what did the bicycle rider experience or the jogger experience when he or she moved along the path and where there's some difficulties in the path. You could also make a visualization of your data, a visualization in form of a heat map, for example. That's what you can see here on the lower right side, where you have this geographic map, and there's a certain path which the people passed by, and the path data show that in a certain area, maybe in the area here, there are higher stresses from the people experienced, and you can then have a look at the data in real time, and like the lower picture shows, there were intersections on the road, and these intersections caused higher stress because the bike rider or the people who walked on the street then experienced higher traffic or a difficult situation while crossing the street. So this visualization shows what areas of higher stress are detected in this application, and you could then even analyze the movie sequences which are related to these areas. You could use these human sensors for urban planning, for road planning, such that you get experience about situations which cause stress at bike riders, at people who walk on the street, and therefore you can avoid these situations by a proper planning.